Let's talk about how I feel as a dismissive avoidant attacher when I catch you stalking my social media. Family, welcome and welcome back to my channel. This is Dismissible Me, where I speak only about dismissive avoidant attachment from the perspective of someone who has had a dismissive avoidant attachment style. Please like, share, and subscribe. Check out my playlist. Find me on Instagram. All of my information is down below in the description box. And getting into today's video again, how I feel when I catch you stalking my social media while we are in a period of low or no communication. And I'm going to start with the last note that I wrote, which is it comes off in two different ways. And that is that it is either very dangerous or that this person has not moved on and they could be very desperate. And I'm going to get into that. And the first thing that I think before we get into the danger zone is, oh, okay, maybe they haven't moved on yet. And so early on after a breakup, maybe a couple of days, maybe a week or two, I'm not going to be too bothered by you checking my social media. I feel like maybe that's normal. It's not something I would do, but maybe it's normal for you. I'm not really bothered. I do understand that you may have a lot of hurt feelings, trying to see what's going on. That's fine, whatever. If we haven't gone no contact, I'm not going to be too worried about it. I'll let this slide. I'm like, okay, they want to figure some things out. Beyond 2 weeks, if you're every day watching my story, and I'm being specific, watching stories, if you look at my Facebook or if you look at my Instagram or if you go to any of my social media platforms that I have, I can't see that you're looking. You know what I mean? I can't see that you're looking. You can see you're reading my statuses. I don't know. But when you watch my story, you're making it obvious that you are paying attention to what I'm doing. So that's where it feels intrusive. It's not like I see you after a breakup or while we're not speaking. And let's be clear, it doesn't have to be a breakup or a no contact situation. It could very well be that maybe we were acquaintances, maybe we were dating and things just fizzled out, or it never grew into anything. And there wasn't a falling out, there wasn't a breakup, it wasn't anything like that. Nothing happened. It didn't grow. We're not communicating. If I see that you're regularly watching what's going on, it's going to make me feel like a couple of things. What is this person up to? They clearly want my attention. To me, it seems like you're trying to get my attention, because while watching somebody's story is very quiet, it's silent, it's also very loud. Because again, when you just watch somebody's wall or their timeline, I can't tell that you looked at my timeline. Nobody would know. Once you go into Storyville, you're making it obvious that you're trying to see what is going on. You're making it obvious that you want me to know that you are watching, that you are paying attention, that I am still on your mind. So for me, it just becomes uncomfortable. It feels intrusive. It's not a validating thing. Oh, this person is thinking about me. Oh, they're keeping the door open. It, for me, is always, what's going on? What's this about? Where is this going? Like, what is the reason that they're checking up on my story like that? Because I'm not understanding, especially in instances where there has been a conversation about going separate ways, taking a break, ending things. Now I'm really questioning. If it was a situation where things were up in the air, we stopped talking, now you're watching my story every single day, now I feel like you're sending mixed signals. And now we're getting into the place where I feel like there's a little bit of manipulation going on. This is where people start to get blocked. If you are I'm a person who watches your actions. Your words mean very little to me. It is your actions. If your words are, you want space, you want a break, or we had a conversation, we decided to go our separate ways, but you're watching my story every day, there's something going on there. I don't want any parts of the confusion. I don't want any parts of what's going on. And if it confuses me and I can't figure it out, it's not for me to know. This is where people start to get blocked. because it's getting weird. It's almost, to me, on the receiving end, very obsessive. I'll just get rid of you, eliminate you. And this is why, as I mentioned in the previous videos, I am a no contact girly once a situation fizzles out. Just because it's clean. It cuts all the confusion. It also feels like an attempt to make contact with me that we both know is unwanted. So especially in the instances where we've had a conversation, you've decided to go another way, I've decided to go another way, regardless of who's, cutting the cord, it feels like you're trying to contact me, or you're, even worse, you're trying to get me to reach out to you. And that's not going to happen. For the people that are watching stories in an effort to get this person to reach out to you, I know that that's what you're trying to do, and I'm not going to do it. And two, if I feel like you're trying to get me to respond to you or reach out to you to initiate the conversation, that to me lets me know that things ended so badly, and you know that you had crossed some type of line, boundary, whatever. And that's why it is that you're not reaching out. That's why you're letting it be known that you're trying to get on my radar, that you're trying to get my attention, but you've not made any direct, you're not making any direct attempts to contact me. It also comes off as very cowardly. And while we're talking about cowardly, I'm going to talk about that in a minute. I'm going to talk about fake profiles in just a second. But it feels like an unwanted attempt to make contact or to get me to contact you. It also makes me think that you have not moved on yet, because if I have moved on, whether it's me focusing on myself or even worse, further down the line and I moved on with somebody else, I'm not checking on you. I'm not checking on your social media. I'm not wondering what you're doing. I'm not asking people that you know what's going on with you. That's just not something that I'm doing. Now, getting into the danger zone, as I mentioned earlier, this is where we get into the fake profiles. Once I recognize that you have created a fake profile to keep tabs on me, or to watch my story and not get me to notice or know who that is, I want you to know that that behavior to me, no thank you. Sorry, my cat. It's absolutely unhinged. You have taken, because maybe you created a profile and there's no page, there's no profile picture or anything like that. But I have had people create entire fake profiles, use fake pictures, create fake Instagram pages with absolutely insanity. And then messaging me like they're a different person. Insane, unhinged. Now me, because I'm not super friendly. Shocker. So I'm not flirting with people in my DMs on social media. That's not my thing. So if you make a fake profile, and try to hit me up on social media, number one, because I rarely date and there's such a large time span between the last person that I dated and you, I'm going to know who you are. I've dated very few people, so the way that you write is going to let me know who you are. You created a whole fake profile in French. You could only be one of two people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know who it is. I know who it is. Because I don't jump from person to person, and it's very rare for me to be dating, or interested in somebody. I know it's you. I know it's you from the profile name alone. I don't even have to get into what's on the profile. I know it's you, and now danger zone. Now it's scary, because a sane person, we're not even talking about attachment style anymore. It's not secure. Sane people don't create fake profiles to check up on people. That is not normal. That is atypical. Now we're getting into other things. Now you're reaching out to me, trying to get me to respond or see what I'll say. Absolutely insane. Now you're definitely going to be blocked. And as I mentioned in the video yesterday, like, share, and subscribe. is I will block you and the people around you just for situations like this. Because if it's not you, it could be somebody attached to you, which I know it's you. I know the difference between a profile of somebody that I have been close to and somebody stalking for them. I'm aware because there's a difference. I don't know. I'm unfamiliar with the way that they write and do things. I'm familiar with the way that you write, how you talk to me, how you text me, all those things, email, whatever. I'm aware. Very bizarre, very crazy. And this is where you and everybody you know starts to get blocked, because this is scary. This isn't it's not even the ick factor. This is stalking. Once you start to create fake profiles, this is stalking. This is another level. This is a totally different level of dysfunction that you're bringing to the table. It comes off, like I said, it either comes off desperate or dangerous. And for me, I'm moving on. I'm not thinking about you anymore. I had somebody contact me at Christmas, which I like this person. They're nice. It's fine. But like, we haven't spoken in months. We were talking. We went out. Nothing happened. They hit me up on Christmas. I thought that was weird. I thought that was weird because other holidays had passed. You hadn't said anything. Now you want to watch my social media profile. You want to stalk no. Mixed signals, not having it. I don't do love bombing either. I'm going to drop a video on that. If not tomorrow, one of the days next week. But yeah, once I catch you stalking my social media, if I hadn't blocked you at that point, I'm going to block you. Because it could just be that I unfriended you. Now you're blocked. Because I don't understand that behavior. It's been too long. At this point, you should be able to, move forward and live your own life. I'm not checking up on you. I'm not trying to keep you from moving on or anything like that. So you should be able to move on too. The fake profiles for me, there's a lot of manipulation and control behind that. And that's what to me makes it very scary. Or dangerous. And not scary like, I'm scared, I gotta call the police, but definitely I don't want anything to do with somebody who would create fake profiles. There's something else going on there. There's something else. There's a need to control people on a totally different level, to the point that you would pretend to be another person to completely blindside someone, but with your presence, with your energy, knowing that they don't want to speak to you, or they probably don't want to speak to you. There's a reason why. It's dishonest. It's disingenuous. There's a reason why you're not coming at me using your real profile. There's a reason you don't want me to know that you're watching my status or watching my story, and you want to watch it, but you don't want me to know. There's a reason for that. So if I catch it, I think that it's very bizarre. It's never a validation thing. It doesn't boost me up. Honestly, it makes me nervous. It makes me nervous either way it goes. It's desperate. It's nervous. It makes me uncomfortable because I'm moving on and I don't want to be a part of keep holding you back. So I'll just block you and move on. If you're over here doing the crazy stuff, you're definitely getting blocked, and I won't have anything to do with you. Won't talk about you. Won't talk to you. Won't address you. Won't talk to anybody you know. When I'm done, I'm done. And then when you get scary and weird, and I mentioned this in a previous video. I can't remember which one it was. It was several weeks ago. It's over. When it's over for me. So when you stalk my social media as a dismissive avoidant attacher and I catch you, this video explains exactly all of the things that I think about for the most part. I'm sure I forgot something, but this is mainly it. Family, thank you so much for giving me your time. Let me know what resonated for you down below. Like, share, and subscribe. Check out the playlist. Find me on Instagram. Check out my website. All my information is down below in the description box. And family, I'll be tapping in with you very soon. Keep it real.